Hi, it's me, Ingrid INFP. And wow, there comes the sun. It's been very cold. It's been like -6 degrees or something. It snowed a lot. And I went to Uppsala to see the light festival that they have there. I didn't know that they had this, but it's very impressive. Beautiful works of art. However, it was very cold. So I met up with my ENFJ friend who happens to live there. We've known each other since my internship. And she's a great host. She does have ADHD, so a lot of times we would be like having to triple check like that we had everything with us. And she is kind of extremely, like, she needs to be organized on an extreme level in order to function. So she had everything like color coordinated and like arranged, and we talked about our accommodations because I told her that I had autism and she told me that she had ADHD, and certain things we're completely different about and certain things we're the same about. So for her, she really enjoys her electric toothbrush, for example, and I just can't stand electric toothbrushes. And she told me about that she has like a charging corner for all of her electronic devices, which because she always forgets to charge her phone. Well, for me, like my phone, I'm always charging it when I'm next to a charger, next to a plug. So I don't have that problem as much. But yeah, so we talked a little bit about different things, about just everything. We talked about our job, relationships, and we had a great time. She introduced me to the artist Rosalia, a Spanish artist, and I introduced her to Aurora, and we were a little bit too late for some of the things because we just were talking so much that we missed out on certain things. So we were supposed to go and see something at the Botanical Gardens, but that had already closed before we arrived, which was very late. And we were supposed to go and get Indian food, but like we were going to push send on like the app, and it was like 10 p.m. exactly when we sent it, and we were 1 minute too late, basically. 1 minute too late to order food at 10 p.m. So we ended up just buying fast food. Yeah, so as an ENFJ, she is always treating me to all sorts of things, and I have to say like, no, and she does it anyway. At the moment she's unemployed, but yeah, she wants to do that, so I let her do that. It's really sad though, because she was really interested in radiology and nuclear medicine and clinical physiology, diagnostics, basically. But because she's had to compensate throughout her life for having undiagnosed ADHD, she's around 10 years older than me, so she's compensated for quite a while. She will be too fastidious, like she will be too careful and really wants to be doing things right, and there's a certain perfectionism in that, because she doesn't want to do a sloppy job. However, there's also a, a lot of pressure to be quick in that field. Like you're supposed to do a bunch of different exams on people, like radiological exams, and you're supposed to keep up with the production. And I think that did not fit well with how, you know, how careful she was being. Um, and that's kind of awful because I think a lot of patients would be really happy to have her as a doctor because she is so um, thinking so hard about their well-being and being careful and such. But the reality of the hospital world is that it's not valued. Being careful is not valued. You're supposed to be decisive and quick. And yeah, it's really sad that that's how healthcare has to be run right now. So there was also a certain incident apparently that happened, but that it was because of her carefulness that things went well. If she hadn't been careful, things could have, there could have been a big incident. And because she was so careful and took her time and such, things ended up going well. But unfortunately, nobody else sees that. And I think, yeah, so I am pretty angry that she lost her job because of budget cuts. And they decided that it should be her because she wasn't being quick enough. Even though she had told them also about the fact that she hasn't, I don't think that she's told them about the ADHD, but I think that she has told them that she needs time, but they don't care. So that's the reality of the workplace nowadays. Anyway, we had great fun just talking. We hadn't seen each other for 6 months. A lot of things have happened. It's always just such a joy to meet somebody that you can just talk about anything with. And we ate some really good food, and I had the best hot chocolates, like the thickest cream on the hot chocolate at this bakery place. It was like so thick that like I was cutting it with a spoon, and when I cut to the bottom of the layer of cream, all this hot chocolate started bubbling up like a little volcano, and wow, it was really good. And then we went and shopped for Christmas cards, and we saw the light installations. So I think that the light installations were very nice. They were supposed to like be about ecology, I think, most of them. One of them was like fireflies, and it was beautiful. It was like you could see the little lights go zoom, zoom, zoom over the snow. And so that was really beautiful. There was another one that was like squares that were of light that were put on the ground, and it was supposed to represent homes like windows in the night that suddenly, when the night comes, the light starts turning on in different windows, and the home is like a stability and a safety, while homeless people don't have that safety, and so this was in cooperation with the local charity organization. Stadsmissionen. So I found that that was a really meaningful light installation. It was simple. It was just like like squares or rectangles of light, but placed all over, so that you could walk around the installation, and the light would pop from different window to different window. So that was nice. There was another light installation that was interactive, where you had different color squares on the ground that you could jump in, and if you jumped in it, then it would pop up like a blossom of color on the wall of this building. But your bubble would interact with other bubbles. And there were also fish that were flying around. So if you jumped and burst a thing of light, then the fish would swim away from your light bubble. So that was very nice to see. And I think that the best, then there was another light installation that was really cool. Like, it was kind of hypnotic. It was light that was projected out into like a curtain of spraying water. So you could only see it from a certain angle, because the light would be, it was kind of like a screen of water. And also because of the winds, the water droplets would lead to a certain kind of misty aura to this whole thing. So that was cool. And then there was another light installation that was, in my opinion, the best. It was the one at the castle at the top of the hill in Uppsala. If you don't know Uppsala is known for its castle that is kind of pink-orange, like a round tower. And it's also known for its cathedral that has two clock spires. Like, in terms of architecture, that's what it's known for. It's also known for its student life and such. We on the wall of the castle, they had a mix of science and ecology. So they had a person who was, it was like different perspectives and how all kinds of sciences and art, mostly sciences, meshed together. So there was a person who was looking at test tubes, and there was like a DNA spiral going down. But that meshed into astronomy. Like, there was this satellite that was growing plants. So the plants are also a kind of science. And then there was somebody who was looking at a microscope, but up. So that was kind of like a telescope as well. And in the background, there was like a mandala of like cells going around. Like, this is what this person is seeing in the microscope, but it kind of looked like the stars in the sky. And there was another one where it was an astronaut shaking hands with a person with a bionic prosthesis arm. And it was like, the astronaut had a regular hand, while this person had a bionic hand. But so it was like two parts of a whole. Then there was another one which was sunflowers and like cities growing out of the middle of the sunflowers. And there was also like flowers growing out of the blood vessels of the body from the heart and the brain. And then at the end there was like a cell which I think like was a blastocyst or something. You know, it kind of looked like there was a certain mass in it, and it was like half of it was like yellow and the rest was blue. But then it ends up that was actually the Earth, because actually this blob looked like Africa and Europe. So it could have been seen as like a planet or as a cell. So that was the best installation, in my view. I had a fun time just walking around and talking to my ENFJ friend. We did end up getting lost a few times, and you know, losing track of what we were supposed to be doing. So because it was so cold, we took refuge in a hotel that had a lounge, and at that lounge we bought some tea and talked for like 3 hours, which wasn't the point, but that's what we did. And it's just so beautiful to have been part of each other's journey a little bit, because we've known each other since 2020, and so much has happened. And we've been through the terrible things that happened during my internship. And I don't know, I think that there is something between the ENFJ INFP connection there, that's, you know, the golden pairing, whatever. Not that we are a couple, I'm just saying that I can tell why INFPs and ENFJs would get along well, because we are interested in similar things, like, or we draw the same conclusions, but from completely different ways of life, let's just say. So she's always there meeting somebody new and you know, doing all these things, while I'm just basically sitting in my room pondering stuff. But we both are interested in the deeper meanings behind things, and so she has way different problems than me, and I have different problems from her, and we are very different, but I think that in a way we are also very similar. And I mean, we talked about pretty deep stuff, because well, I went through, we've also been kind of burnt out at the same time, let's just say, in different ways and because of different things. But we're both on our healing journey, let's just say. And we've opened up each other more and more. And it's fine to do so, you know. I think that a lot of people would get scared once it comes to a certain level. I don't think that ENFJs and INFPs are necessarily scared of that vulnerability in the same way that certain other people would be. So yeah, I thought that was a great way to end my short vacation. It was extremely cold, so yeah, and then my trains got delayed and all sorts of things happened, but I ended up making it home safely, and I think I'm going to be going outside soon, because it gets dark at around 3 p.m. So it's a race against the clock, you know, every day. Even throughout this video, you have seen how fast the sun runs across the sky. Like, it's already not heating half of my face anymore, and it has only gone 20 minutes. You know, that's kind of how I feel like every winter in Sweden. I'm like, oh, we have to chase the sun, you know. It's like, okay, I'm getting the last glimpse of the sun now. But 2 seconds. Okay, well, that's it. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.